Set. Yellow 20.
Right there, 54 Mike. I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine. You're all mine, baby. Get this. You're all mine.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Out of the gun, Stafford. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. On 2nd down, it's Cook. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, with that
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Open man is Higgins. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 14. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
This carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, but not much room to operate. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Give me radar.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
On the set. 52, right 52. We ain't giving them nothing today.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards 2:22 on the clock. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll lose lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing in the line of scrimmage.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. But now it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. Watch the flag. Watch it go.
They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, that puts them in that position.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Back to throw, Stafford. And that's complete to Cooks. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. From the gun, here's Stafford. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. A big play that time on the catch and run. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. The throw over the middle taken in. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. They'll run on first down. Cook. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he will take it in for the touchdown from 21 yards away. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows to 10-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Elliott on first down, got to get this back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and knock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
2nd and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. Back to throw here. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. From the 30 on second down, Stafford. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. Here's Stafford. This one complete into the hands of Higgins.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Let's get off the field.
On first down, it's Cook. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now it's Stafford. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes our score 17-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here we go, here we
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so a decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Defense, let's go.
2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Stay with your man. Check. Hey, Haywood.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. 52's the Mike. Watch Mike.
A first throw for the backup, Ryan. And that will be incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Ellington now to return it. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. From the gun, Stafford. This pass complete to Higgins. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Throwing a Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Stafford. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. It's caught. Beckham. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now, so as you...
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Ezekiel Elliott, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are able to draw a bit closer. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
On second down, Cook. And an alley to run. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. He's got Higgins over the middle. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
60.
54. Mike, 54. I'm going to come back to you.
Now Cook. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Stafford. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. To throw is Stafford. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Touchdown! As his guys are in for 6. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Pilot, 64, weak. Small. 52, 5.
Back to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, and I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with, some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
Hey, Alpha! Get it!
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. That one complete to Elliott. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
That's going to be a long day. Back to the
Here's 2nd and 8. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
He'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The one with the dime look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 26-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Hayden Hurst, former first-round pick, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down.
6 yards to go.
54. Watch the run, watch the run.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Hey, Delta.
Mike 52. Mike 52. Check back.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Going deep downfield for Ross. That's going to be caught. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. John Ross, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And thanks to the interception, the Colts offense cashes in with 6. They go for just 1 here as it's up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think at any moment I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit 4 of 7. This is third down and 12.
54's Mike. 54's Mike.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner with a sack, the former number 7 overall pick.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Go. 52's the mark, boy. 52. Tap.
They'll look to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Now Elliott. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Tucker with the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. And remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. Two division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Cook. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Call it a gain of 14 for the second play in a row. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. On the jet sweep, they get this to Cooks. Oh, good footwork on the spin. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Everyone set. Blue 60.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
On second down now, it's Cook. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Charles, defensively, 1 timeout left. Do you use it here, or do you let it roll to the 2-minute warning?
I would use it here because you're going to get the 2-minute warning stoppage as well. And then that means you have to snap the ball again. Something could happen. Something could go awry. You could get the ball back. I wouldn't let it run.
So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Stafford. This is caught. It's Cooks. 20. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down. Got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have as well as they understand where they are on the field?
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Go. Let's go.
26-yard line.
Let's go.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline because when you...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession. So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. Wildfield. Check. Check hot route. Hot.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. DeForest Buckner. And how about this for a setup? The ball will go over on downs at the 1-yard line. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna...
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
Tonight's final score.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the home team here, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.